What's up, y'all? This is gonna be one of my first kind of videos, I guess. I'm trying to push out more content, overall build my personal brand, and just, I guess, document my whole journey, really, as a 22-year-old entrepreneur who flips houses and soon moving into pre-construction, hopefully. But, yeah, man, all I can say is that, the biggest thing that drives me besides fear is just the idea of being mediocre and living that American dream, as they call it, where you wake up early as hell, you go to work your ass off, work for your work for your money with your own time, you're just throwing it all away, and come home and you have a mortgage, you have kids and all that to take care of, Believe me, we are sold on that dream from the youngest age of going to school, whether it was kindergarten or whatever it may be. But anyways, that's the dream that we were all sold, and it's continuing to be sold further and further on into the future. More people are realizing, though, that that's just not the American way this day and age. You can't become wealthy just by working a 9 to 5. I've yet to meet a successful, wealthy, rich employee. Never happened, and I don't think I ever will. It's not real, to say the least. I'll put it that way. But yeah, just go out and create. Go out and do something. Don't be afraid. Don't worry if it's gonna work out or not. That's just the devil talking, man. Anytime you're getting close to that finish line, the devil purposely, and God too, God plays into it, believe me, puts you in that position to believe that you can't do it. That, what if this happens? What if that happens? That's how I was going in the first flip, thinking that, what happens if it sits on the market too long and I'm just making payments and I can't afford it and I end up just having to, foreclose, whatever it may be. But you gotta realize that you gotta put those things to the side and be delusional. Easier said than done, believe me, but you gotta be delusional. If you sit there and feed into the devil's, thoughts, believing that you can't do it, well, guess what? You spoke into existence, man. Well, technically thought, but whatever. But it's just, don't, like I said, don't be afraid to create, man. You only have a limited time on this earth, man, and, people might say, oh, you got plenty of time in the world to, go do stuff. That's what I've heard thousands of times, even from my parents, like, they just, people see themselves being young and think they have time, which is not true. You never know. Next day you can get in a car accident and die. In a month you can get terminally ill and be stuck in a hospital bed till you die. People think they have time. That's the problem. That's the biggest problem. Even people that are on the same path that I am on, they have the urge, they have the push, they have the vision, but they just don't follow through. They just don't follow through, man. You got two types of those entrepreneurs. You got the people that, act like they got it, act like they're moving towards something, and you got the people that actually are. And I'm not really dissing on, the people that aren't, because guess what? They're somewhat delusional by whatever, if they're watching podcasts or posting or whatever it may be. They're somewhat moving down the right path. But don't fall into that phase. Don't fall into that analysis paralysis and stay there. That is what will destroy you, and that's what will lead to your downfall, especially if you're in business. Anywho, I'm on my way to go look at some more properties. It's 115 degrees out, hot as shit. Most of these houses don't have any air conditioning, no power, but, it's part of the game. I do this on a weekly basis, and believe me, flipping houses, it's going to take a while for you to find something that you like. It's not even something that you like. I'll give you guys a little bit of, information, I guess, sort of say. When it comes to flipping houses, you need to look more about the numbers and the exit. Before you even purchase a house, you need to know your exit, and you need to know the numbers. Okay? If you go into a house nitpicking every little thing, you're like, oh, this isn't right, oh, the roof is cracked, or the AC's busted, get it fixed. It's not rocket science, dude. but more than just doing flips, go into every single scenario looking at the numbers, looking at the exit, okay? My mentor taught me that, and I live by that till this fucking day, alright? Because people go in with their emotions, and they lose it. They lose it all, you know? They don't have an exit strategy. They don't have any ways to mitigate risk. You know, they just kind of just throw themselves in the ring hoping things are going to go all right. You can't do a business based off hope. If you do a business based off hope, you're in the wrong field, my friend. Wrong field. But anyways, that's my 2 cents. Do what you want with it, you know. This is going to be one of my first videos, so I'm trying to get on the come up. I'm trying to, you know, just build a life for myself, my family, the future of my family especially. But anyways, love y'all. See you on the next one.